Yay. All right. I am here with Kristofer Sommer. Hey, Christopher. How are you?
Good, Jennifer. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So, I wanted to have you on because you're not only a licensed real estate agent in Ohio, you're also a licensed inspector, home inspector in Ohio and Kentucky.
Right.
So,
That's
yeah, we're seeing a lot of people releasing the inspections, but I feel like you probably might have something to say about that.
I do. I have a little bit to say about that. The first thing I want to tell everybody who's paying attention is that as a buyer, it's really important that you do your inspection because you don't get what you expect, you get what you inspect.
Yes.
And unfortunately, my industry of home inspectors over the number of years has made some dealings difficult.
Mhm.
They come in with their hair on fire, and common sense does not prevail.
Right.
That's hopefully a minority, but as we get to know other inspectors around the area, some are a lot more down to earth than others, and that's why my partner and I, with Building Inspections LLC, we are building a new company here in town called By the Book Inspections.
Oh, okay.
So it hits the standards, the Ohio standards, the Kentucky standards, the ASHI, the INTRNACHI standards, and it's going to be at that level and not out of common sense.
Good. Common sense is not common. I mean, that's for sure, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. When it comes to the buying process right now, you and I, we've both been in this where the buyer wants to be as aggressive as possible. They want to offer a value for that home.
Right.
The seller wants to get that value out of their home.
Right.
And so to be, and not back with like a nickel and dime list,
Right.
right? And that's probably the biggest reason why someone say, well, we're going to waive the inspection, and the seller's going to be like, I want that one because they're going to waive it.
Right.
More so that they're thinking, I'm going to get nickel and dime at this negotiation point.
Well, they're thinking like we live there, everything is fine. So, we don't, yeah, they're thinking like they're gonna try to renegotiate with us on the price.
And that's where a good home inspector is going to come through and not bring up 20 small little things.
Mhm.
Some cosmetic details should not be a portion of your home inspection that's going to raise any flags.
Right.
And a good home inspector will not kill a deal. There are cases where the house commits suicide, where there's a structural, right?
Oh my God. That's not funny. I mean, the saying is funny in this context. Yes.
In this context, yes, exactly. And that's the fun part, is that if the buyer does not want to waive their contingency, if there's something major that's going to cost thousands of dollars,
That they
or
can't see is the issue, right?
hey, maybe an inspector is going to crawl up in the attic, right? And there, in some cases, you've got your roof structure, which is built on site. In other cases, they're engineered trusses,
Hmm.
and maybe an HVAC person comes in or a plumber comes in and cuts through one of those trusses.
Right.
That whole structure is now compromised, and
Right.
it has to be intact, or else it's broken.
Yeah.
And that's a structural issue.
I mean, there's so many things that can come up, especially like even in new homes, but in older homes too. So let's get it narrowed down to like maybe your top three things to make sure of before you like as you're consulting with your buyers, like what to know and what to say to them before they release their inspections. What should they know? Or how can
Well,
we help our clients?
well, first of all, here in Cincinnati, um, a lot of times our clients are both buyers and sellers. They're
Mm-hmm.
not moving out of the area. It's
Right.
rare that who's like, hey, I'm selling and I'm way out of town. You're never going to see me again.
Right.
That's rare. So we have to be very cognizant of the fact that we're not only going to help them buy a place, but also sell a place, and we want them to be able to hold on to the, oh my gosh, if this thing's going to fall down, I have to walk away.
Right.
You know, and that's where, what are the things they have to be aware of?
Mm-hmm.
They have to be aware that there's maybe a basement or a crawl space that's got something going on.
Yeah.
Little cracks in concrete are normal because concrete shrinks as it's curing. It'll shrink.
Mm-hmm.
So if we see like little hairline cracks in the concrete, that's not a big deal. But if you see like a big separation,
Yeah. If you can see outside.
yeah, or or inside, you're gonna look
Right.
for those. You're gonna look for those big telltale things. Now, some things you won't be able to see. There's
Right.
there's no doubt. There's some things that unless you've got a trained eye, you're not going to be able to see. But it is like if you're thinking you're going to waive that contingency, bring a contractor with you.
Mm-hmm. To the showing.
To walk through that house before you make your offer.
Especially if you're, I would think too, especially if you're like not in the business, you don't necessarily know what you don't know.
Well, would you go out and buy a used car without taking it to your trusted mechanic?
Right.
You might, but then you don't know what could possibly be aged, right?
Yeah. Right.
So you have to come with that foreknowledge, like, hey, I bought this $10,000 used car. I already put away $3,000 in case of the stuff, right?
Right.
I already know I'm gonna spend $500 on new tires because these tires are shot,
Yeah.
right?
But that's a good like little bonus tip. Like if you're going to release it, like know that you need to put away enough money for the unseen stuff.
Yeah. Well, put away enough for an HVAC system.
Mm-hmm.
Put enough money away for a roof because those are two really expensive pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And have at least $1,500 put aside for plumbing leaks.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
How
right?
old the house is.
Yeah, because drywall or plaster work, that's fixable.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But it's really like those certain trades, your HVAC, your plumbing, your electric, your roof. Those are where you're going to find probably the biggest
issues.
The biggest issues. Structurally, that's a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're buying it for the land value and you're going to bulldoze it, you should know how stable that house is going to be.
Walk around the house at least, or have somebody with you that knows.
Well, a good agent's going to meet you at the house and they're going to say, let's take a look outside before we walk in.
Yeah, that's true.
Because vice versa doesn't really work. You were in the house, you fell in love, and then you're off to your next showing while you're going, are you going to make an offer? We're going to make an offer.
Yeah.
I want to. Should we? What do you think?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a good advice to walk around the outside before you go in. Well, those are really good tips to help because I know it's just really prevalent these days to be releasing inspections, but there's like a lot of pitfalls that can happen. So,
Yeah, you want to keep that, you truly want to keep that inspection for informational purposes.
mhm,
Keep your contingency for items of major importance, things that are going to cost $1,000 plus.
right. Yeah.
And that, again, that's where the standard of practice needs to be, and
Yeah.
that's where by the book inspections is
Awesome.
going to lead all those deals. Hey, look, it's a big item. It's not like 25, small, tiny things that are going to
Right.
cost you a gate at the hardware store.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Right? You
That's
know,
awesome. Well, if people have like a real estate referral for you, or they are interested in your home inspection in either Ohio or Kentucky, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
well, you can find me on Facebook, Kristofer Sommer, Kristofer, German spelling, Summer with O. That's an easy way. I'm at Coldwell Banker Realty. I'm at the MetroLink office,
Mhm.
and I'm also on Instagram with Ksommerproperties.
Perfect. Easy peasy. Thank
Yeah,
you for being on, Christopher. I really appreciate it.
this has been a really fantastic opportunity for me, and I certainly look forward to seeing more and more of your awesome podcasts coming up.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.